Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for this great honor and to congratulate all the other inductees for their tremendous accomplishments. I would like to also thank Daryl Buchanan and John Calapetro for their tireless efforts to get all my pictures together, as well as calling up people and getting my friends and families here. First off, I would like to thank a person who is always around but hardly gets the recognition that he deserves, and that is Dave Greenleaf. Dave kept the stats for our team, and it was a very integral part of my success. He would come in and let the coaches know how we were doing, how many first downs we were giving up, and how many yards I needed in order to achieve my accomplishments. Phyllis Springer, who took all the lovely photographs, not only for our team, but all over Bristol as well. I would like to thank my first athletic coach, who happens to be my cousin, Tony Floyd. I think he's coached everyone in this room. He was my first coach down at Rockwell Park, where we played in the Summer League. The Bristol Boys Club with Rex Hamilton and Gary Fleming and Sean Hayes was very important part of the upbringing as a young athlete. Jim Bates Sr., who I played on his 12, 13, and 14 and under state championship basketball teams. In the high school, there was Ralph Papazian and Tom Bruni, Bob DeSantis, Al Mancini, and Dave Talmadge. Special thanks goes out to Richie and Brian Godbout, as well as Gary Pearson, who worked with me the summer of my senior year and showed me the skills that were necessary in order to be successful running back. Doug Jackson. Doug Jackson was my high school, my football idol when I was a little kid, and I watched him play at Bristol Central and admired him. Later, Doug would recruit me to go to Penn, where I played football and ran track. My hat goes off to Pat Perenni, who was my track coach up at Central. He would come out there on Saturday mornings when he didn't have to, and he would train myself, my brother, and a few others that would go to practice on Saturdays doing ladders and making us better. Okay, I would be remiss without thanking my great offensive line that I had. We had senior captain center was Dave Sertak. We have Hall of Famer John Benzinger, who got inducted last year. Jimmy Howard was one of our tackles. And of course, Chuck Nolan, probably the best blocking fullback that has ever come out of Bristol. He blocked in 3 years. The tailbacks that he blocked for gained over 7,000 yards. Okay. Okay. Indeed, I surely had a lot of help with these accomplishments, but I can narrow it down to 6 people who were an integral part of my success. The first 3 are brothers: Jimmy, John, and David Bro. They are the Bro brothers from the Hill. The Hill is where I live, by an Indian Trail near Cedar Lake. Every day, rain or shine, snow or sleet, we'd be playing football, basketball, baseball, and even street hockey at Bro Stadium. That is where I learned the skills that it took to be successful. The next 2 people are my parents. They can't be with us. They passed away. But there was Florine Floyd Hall and James Roy Hall Sr. What they did was they instilled in me the drive to become successful, and they encouraged me throughout my high school and college careers to be the best I possibly could. And finally, it's my brother, Jim Hall Jr. Jim was the captain of the track team and he was the starting safety and punt returner on the varsity football team. Not many of you know this, but Jim is also a black belt in Taekwondo. Okay, and through the training that I received sparring with Jim in the backyard enabled me to be able to endure the aches and pains that comes along with athletics. Okay, Jim is the one who showed me how to be an athlete. Jim showed me how to compete, and Jim showed me how to be successful. And I thank him for that. And I would just like to say that Jim is the best role model that I ever could have had. And I thank you, Jim. Good evening, everyone. Have a good night.